Brogan. I was born here. I've been here all my life. I have 2 degrees from the University of Tennessee. So we do wealth management and retirement planning. So what does that really mean? Anything in your life that could impact your finances, whether it's investing money, whether it's how to structure income, if we can optimize our taxes, so we serve people. And that's part of our mission statement. We serve people.
And if you've never met Jim Brogan, he is an amazingly nice Christian man. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's grab a cup of coffee or maybe iced coffee here this morning. Either way, it's going to be another, hot day around East Tennessee. We've got Julie, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. We got Mark Peters. Let's see, Brent, Eva, Lisa, Linda, Bonnie, Seth, and Dwayne all joining us. Morning. Where is the rain, he says. Where is the rain? It's kind of feast or famine these summer months, isn't it? Some of you get a lot of rain. Some of you don't get a whole lot of rain. And actually, speaking of which, Dwayne, this is exactly what we've seen over the last 24 hours around the area. Let's get that up there for you. All right, so over the last 24 hours, this is where we've seen the majority of the rain. Now, we did have flash flood warnings as we saw over 2 inches of rainfall across the highest peaks of the Smokies over towards Mount LeConte. All that water's got to go down into the river system, and so we had a flash flood warning there. So we've seen some pockets and rounds of some heavier showers and downpours, and even early this morning, we've seen some heavier rain, some pockets of showers anyways, moving their way through the area. We've actually had a couple of showers into the downtown Gatlinburg area. So there's a live view right now, still a couple of light showers here at this hour. We'll switch over to the radar product to show you what's going on as you step outside. And so a couple of showers already hanging out with us. We've got showers over towards Gatlinburg, Mount LeConte, into the mountains of Blount County, and down towards, Little Cove, Doyle Springs, the Hornet area. So if you happen to be in and around the Waldens Creek area, along 321, a couple of little showers here this morning, stretching over to, again, the downtown Gatlinburg area, moving its way towards Pittman Center and Zion Grove. So, again, a couple of showers this morning, but when you expand the view, not much activity around the area. So we've got some pretty quiet conditions. Had a couple of showers already through Fentress, Scott, and also parts of Campbell County. So some of you are waking up to some wet roads, and some of you are going to be waking up to some patchy, dense fog as well. So let's get to work with the forecast here for the day today. Good morning, Ben. How are you this morning? What's up, Ben? Long time no see, my friend. All right, let's talk about the almanac from yesterday. Yesterday, I always like to keep you in check. Yesterday, we made it to 91 in Knoxville. The forecast was 91. I was going about a 40% chance of rain. Probably got a little bit higher amounts than that, at least coverage-wise around East Tennessee. We had that little line of showers move on through. And boy, I tell you what, we got some great Witcher's pictures to share with you coming up in just a moment as well. All right, so as we step outside this morning, it's mild and muggy. They got this ridge of high pressure at the surface that's dominating and a cold front to our northwest. But this cold front's not going to push its way all the way through. High pressure is going to stop it and say, hold on a second, my friend. You're not coming through here. We're going to keep the humidity. But a mid-level ridge that continues to spin around the area from Atlanta, Georgia, and it's switching its way, moving. It's retrograding back to our west. And that is going to help to spark off some more showers. So we've got the moisture in place. We know that. When you look at the mid-level energy and spin, we actually have a little bit of vorticity, mid-level energy and spin, disturbances, waves in the atmosphere this morning. And that's what's helping to spark off a couple of those showers here and thunderstorms this morning. Not widespread. Now, today's storms are going to move in from the west-northwest, which is similar to what we had yesterday. I think we'll have a little bit more of a southeasterly movement to the air because we're on the northern side of that ridge. So you can see down towards Alabama, Birmingham, Montgomery. That's our ridge extending northward into Kentucky. Troughing's taking place out to our west across some parts of Missouri. So as we look ahead over the next 24 hours, you can see how these disturbances are just going to spark off some showers and storms. Now, that ridge of high pressure continues to swing its way a little bit further to the west, and so over the next couple of days, we'll have more of a northwesterly flow to the atmosphere. So out there again this morning, a couple of showers have been moving on through. Other than that, the showers move on out. We'll see some sunshine, and the storms will fire back up throughout the day today. So here's your futurecast, and don't forget to scan the QR code right there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. If you don't have the app, that will take you to your app store, whether you're Android or iPhone, where you can simply download the app, check in with the interactive radar, and help, that will help you navigate the storms because it gives you a future cast of 2 hours based on what's going on out there right now. It's not perfect, but it gives you a good idea. So we'll be fine from now through lunchtime, and then from lunchtime to 3, a few spotty showers coming off the Cumberland Plateau, moving to the west, and a little bit more of a moving to the east. and a southeasterly movement to some of the storms here throughout the day today. But by 6 o'clock tonight, not expecting a whole lot of activity. It's going to be similar to what we had yesterday, but I think we'll see less coverage of rainfall. If you got a lot of rain yesterday and you get the showers and thunderstorms today, watch out for some localized flooding and flash flooding threats. And that's about the extent of it. We don't have any severe weather today. We're not under a risk by the Weather Prediction Center or the Storm Prediction Center. But if some of those storms can tap into the upper parts of the atmosphere, they'll become a little bit stronger and could produce some gusty winds up to about 40 miles per hour. Where we had the rain yesterday, we've got some patchy dense fog showing up, this morning, but now it's already 8 o'clock, so the fog is already beginning to lift. Temperatures, mild and muggy. It's a nice summer start to the day, isn't it? Feels pretty good outside this morning, but it's going to heat up pretty quickly. We're talking high temperatures back into the low 90s, and that heat index value is going to be back in the mid to upper 90s to low 100s. So I think we're kind of used to that by now, but the Southern Valley could be pushing close to 100. We've had some extremely hot weather already this season where we've already had heat advisories. No heat advisories as of late, but as we get into the middle part of next week, maybe the potential for a heat advisory. By this evening, as we kind of wrap up our weekend and our Sunday, we're still going to be right around 90 by 6, so if you're doing some grilling in the backyard, you'll be sweating. And then we drop down to about 80 degrees by 10 o'clock here tonight, and we'll get ready for the work week. Speaking of which, let's talk about the work week. So let's go back to our mid-level energy and spin, because this really tells a story. This really drives the motion in the atmosphere, which way the storms are moving. It shows us waves or weak little waves or energy in the atmosphere, which helps to spark off those afternoon showers and storms. So there's that ridge of high pressure down across Alabama, moving its way towards Mississippi. It's hanging strong. We're on the northern and northeastern side of that, and a few more disturbances will slide their way in tomorrow afternoon. As we heat up the atmosphere, it's going to spark off more showers and storms. I actually think we'll have probably a little bit better coverage of rainfall on Monday than what we'll have today. But generally speaking, today and tomorrow, if you have travel plans around the region, heading off on vacation, just summertime storms. Nothing too major. A few spotty showers and thunderstorms across our region could become a little bit stronger, but no major issues throughout the day today or tomorrow. All right, so let me show you the big picture. This is our jet stream now. This is all the way up at 250 millibars in the atmosphere, so way up there where the airplanes fly. And that's river of moisture. So we have some troughing taking shape across parts of the central and northern part of the U.S., up across the upper Midwest. But remember, down across the southeast, we've got an upper level ridge that's going to continue to hang strong. And so that's not going to allow any major storm systems to come on through. Cold fronts are not going to be able to come on through. It's going to be a blocking pattern, and that's going to keep us on the hot side. So our jet stream is way to the north, which is typical for this time of the year. It starts to dive its way a little bit further south as we get into the fall and, of course, the winter months, which allows the colder air to come on through and brings in more disturbances. But because that ridge is hanging strong, the dew points don't change. Well, they'll stay in the low to mid-70s all week, and that's going to lead to heat index values all week long in the upper 90s to low 100s, and that extends all the way into the upcoming weekend. Because this ridge is hanging strong, there's no major disturbances, but we'll still heat up the atmosphere to produce the bubbles, kind of like a pot of boiling water, if you will, in the atmosphere, which leads to some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So generally speaking, about a 40 to 50% chance of rain almost each and every day. I think a little bit better coverage of rainfall Monday and also maybe on Wednesday. But your 7-day stretch of rainfall around the area, yeah, we have the potential of area-wide, most of us picking up some sort of rainfall. But again, it's so spotty in nature, and there's no major cold fronts to slide on through. So I just don't think that any day. Some of you may end up in the week next week with not much rain. I've just really not seen a whole lot of rain here at my house. And so the grass is not growing. The grass is brown, probably like yours as well. All right, so let's take a look at that 7-day forecast as we highlight that in full detail. Highs will be in the low 90s. Lows will be in the 70s. Afternoon showers and thunderstorms are going to fire up. And that's about the extent of it. Actually, a really cool view showing up here this morning from Fox Road Marina as we get the day started. Let's show you what that looks like. That's cool. You can see the morning convection already starting to fire up. The clouds are billowing already this morning. Now, this will quiet down, and then they'll fire back up. But isn't that a cool view? And don't forget, I don't know if you saw it on social media yesterday, but a young man by the name of Baylor actually was out on the lake with his friends. He does it a lot. And he sent me a message saying that he loves the East Tennessee Weather app because it really was helping to navigate the storms. They were able to get off the lake and see how long they would have to stay off the lake before they kind of went back out and did some wakeboarding. So some cool stuff for sure. But the East Tennessee Weather app's really going to help you out as you navigate these afternoon storms, because remember, it gives you the future cast of 2 hours based on what is happening out there at the current time, based on storm motion in the atmosphere. So some great views there. Great lake day, but again, some of you are going to have to dodge those storms. All right, good morning, Eva. Let's see, what do y'all got going on today? Anybody do anything fun today? My wife is heading off to work. We were getting ready. Her in-laws are coming to town on Tuesday. And let's see, I've got a birthday party to go to today. I also have some pickleball to attend here today. So we've got lots of stuff. Lots of activities going on today. And, of course, taking care of the kids. All right, let's see. Where's the rain, Brent says. We got a few drops yesterday. That's about all we got. I know, it's not enough whatsoever to get that grass growing. Again, maybe you don't want to mow the yard. Or maybe you're running your sprinkler system like every single day. Good morning, Felicia. She says, happy Sunday. Come down to the last day of Foodie Fest. 10 to 7 today at Chilhowie Park. Free admission, 50-plus vendors, and 60-plus artisans. Come see me in the Kickin' Chicken. The Kickin' Chicken, next to the Kickin' Chicken. All right, so if you're heading down there, if you're looking for something to do. We also have some other events going on. Let's see. I believe, if I got my information right, the Anderson County Fair, I believe, starts tomorrow. I think so. And next weekend, by the way, is the Granger County Tomato Festival. So we've got some, we're starting to get into more of those festival seasons. So hopefully you have a chance to get out and do that. Remember last year I was broadcasting live with Farm Bureau at the Granger County Tomato Festival. All right, good morning, Caden. Good morning, dads. I love Caden. Hi, Caden. How are you this morning, bud? Time to get up and get going, isn't it? Well, once we finish this broadcast, we'll come in and make you some breakfast. How about that? Good morning, Lucas. How are you this morning? It's so foggy right there at the 4081 split. Visibility might be about 100 feet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Some dense fog. Kipton says hi this morning as well. What's up, Kipton? My kids are on watching this morning. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? Let's see. It's been a brutal past few days, couple of days to be outside. I think every day when we're talking highs in the 90s and heat index values in the low 100s, you either got to stay inside the AC, find some water. Drinking water, of course, but also find some water outside. Pools and lakes, right? Pools and lakes. All right, let's get to work with the national holidays. It is now 8:14. Thanks for joining me, by the way. If you got your forecast for the day today and you got to run, have a great day. But right now, if you want to stick around, we talk about those national holidays for the day. And we'll also show you another view. This is another great lake view here this morning. We'll take you out to Fort Loudon Dam. Get that going. There we go. You got a few clouds. You can already see the convection in the atmosphere early this morning. A sign of what's to come later on today. But again, less coverage of rainfall. We only have 3 things to talk about today. Boo! That's... Aw. I like when we have a little bit more. But we are celebrating birthdays. So if you have a birthday or know anybody that's having a birthday today, let's give them a big shout out on the platform here this morning. Good morning, Jorge. How are you this morning? From Maple Lane Farm area. Let's have a great day. I agree with you, my friend. So any events going on? Felicia's got some events that she just highlighted in the chat. So if you're looking for that, looking for something to do, if you have anything else going on, let me know. Thinking about making bacon and tomato pie today. Ooh, you had me at tomato pie and bacon, Bonnie. What's your address? I'll be right over. Make me some extra, please. I love tomato pie. All right, it's National Barbershop Music Appreciation Day. This is great. Barbershop Music Appreciation Day. The old barbershop quartet, right? Back in the old days. Do they even exist anymore? Do you like those old days? Do you ever... We have some good, solid barbershops still here in town. Like the old school ones with the lamp on the outside, the little spinny thing on the outside. So big shout out to all the barbers, especially if you're a barbershop musician. There's actually there's somebody on social media that always pops up in my Reels feed, and it's kind of like that. They're amazing barbershop singers, and every time somebody comes in, they're always singing and putting it on TikTok and social media. It's National Beans and Franks Day. All right, I like beans and franks. I don't know what it is about beans and franks, but I can't say beans and franks or think about beans and franks without thinking about a certain movie. We'll leave that one right there. Anybody know the movie? Go ahead, throw that in the chat. If you know the movie, throw it in the chat. And it's National Delaware Day. Delaware. Let's celebrate Delaware. Anybody from Delaware on the chat this morning? I don't think I've ever been to Delaware. Have you? Is Delaware cool? I don't know. Let's take you to downtown Clinton here at this hour. You can see me changing the cameras right above you, but we'll go to downtown Clinton and show you a live view there. Anderson County, a little bit of fog, overcast skies, so the fog is beginning to lift. And we'll eventually see some sunshine. The heat starts to build, and Portia's going to church this morning. Good morning, Krista. How are you this morning? Yay! The baby's sleeping through the night. Love it. Franks and beans. Come on, Mark, get it in the chat. I know somebody knows the movie. Sent you my address a while back. Look it up and come on and eat with us. Bonnie, I'd love to. Oh yeah, hold on. We're not done with pictures. We got some great photos to share with you here this morning. So let's get that on screen. If you've, by the way, you can send those photos through the Witcher's Pictures link on the East Tennessee Weather app. We showed you some great photos yesterday. Let's just go ahead and recap one of these because that was a great photo. Isn't that cool? Looks a little edited and AI'd, but hey, listen, I think that's okay. Still a very cool shot. Katrina was on the lake. All right, speaking of grilling, Franks and beans. How about that? Grilling some Franks, and what do you got in the can there? I'm going to say probably some baked beans or something, like, right, Katrina? Right there on the back of the pontoon boat. That is cool. I love seeing folks like grilling out on the lake on the pontoon boat. It's awesome. Jorge, you've got to try some tomato pie. It is amazing. Christy lives in Powell. What's up, Christy? How are you this morning? Come on, you've got to try that, Jorge. Anyways, that's a great shot from Katrina. So let's get another one on here for you here this morning. Had some another great view. David Weaver hauls Emory at Highway 33, looking west at these cool scud clouds. So how about this? This is the cool storm clouds that we had yesterday. Ominous looking skies, heavy rain was really the story in isolated locations. Anybody else want to go out on the boat? Some storm clouds from the boat. Oh, yesterday. Yeah, why is that? I don't know why some of them turn sideways, but we'll change that. There we go. How about that? Great view there. That photo is coming in from John Ashley, who also is a sponsorship here. He texted me yesterday and said, well, it looks like it turned out to be a 100% chance of rain. And I really like this picture. I showed it to you yesterday, but those of you that may be joining us this morning, this was a really cool view. Let's get that one to turn sideways as well. Of a nice little rain shaft. That was in the Church Hill community up in Upper East Tennessee, which, remember, East Tennessee weather covers all of East Tennessee. So some great photos there. I've got a cool time lapse to share with you this morning. Ready? Take a look at this. So this is from yesterday, KMNV, Monroe County Airport, and nice day, big, busy aviation day. Look at all the airplanes just taking off and landing and coming in and fueling up and taking off and landing and fueling up and coming in. And if you're a general aviator, those you see those little bubble clouds, little cotton balls. That's some convection. That makes for a bumpy takeoff and landing. And that also is a storm that blasted its way on through, dousing the airport yesterday. But some much needed rain for sure. What's up, neighbor? How are you this morning? That's my neighbor. I like when my neighbors join. Got Kathy's my neighbor, Susan. Well, all of you are my neighbors. That's really technically my next door neighbor. What's the plan for today? Hopefully you have a good day today. There we go. Oh, Janice says Blazing Saddles. No, not Blazing Saddles, but that's a good guess. Franks and beans. Come on. Nobody threw it in the chat. I don't see it in the chat at all. Oh, there we go. Mark did. There's something about Mary. Oh, that movie. There's something about Mary. There's so many different quotes I want to just quote right now from the movie, and I just sometimes don't think that that's probably appropriate for TV. Going to church now. Well, enjoy your time at church. Joy Lynn? Oh, pool day. Watch out, Susan. Both you and Brent. What about you? What about me? I don't know. What about you? I'm going to come down and do a cannonball in Susan's pool, and I'm going to jump out, ride my e-bike down to Brent's pool, all my neighbors, and we're going to go, and I'll cannonball that pool, get you all wet, and they'll be like, all right, I'm out. I'm leaving for the day. Have a good day. I got a busy day ahead of us today. Not busy as in, just clean up a little bit. Kids got to clean their rooms, that kind of stuff. I've got some pickleball. I've got a birthday party. Keep the kids alive. That's always good, right? Maybe some iced coffee this morning or some sweet tea. Sweet tea would be good this morning. It's 8:22, by the way. Especially not on a Sunday morning. Right? I'm with you, Susan. I'm with it. With you on this one. That's why I didn't say it. But Blazing Saddles is a good movie. By the way, Janet. If you like some slapstick comedy. Thanks for joining me this morning. Remember, Wake Up with Witcher starts off at 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, to get you and the family off to work. Well, the kids aren't going to school yet. Let's keep enjoying summer. About 6 o'clock in the morning, so if you want to tune in for a live weather update, have your cell phone right there while you're getting ready for work. You can put me up on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, on the big screen. It's always better to see... No, it's not. It's probably better to see Witcher on the small screen than the big screen. Ain't nobody want a big Witcher in their room. Or maybe you do. I don't know. All right, my friends, have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. We know life is short. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock and, of course, throughout the day on social media. If it's a Sunday fun day for you, enjoy. Have a great day.